trouver deux, trois petites astuces comme ça, je te raconte après. Si t'as envie de rentrer admin sur n'importe lequel. Bon.
SN, my name is on the slide. You have my email address from me if you wish. I'm from Mauritius. I do standardization. I do some OpenSSH stuff. He does most of the work. I do DNS, I do mail stuff, I do mostly protocol work, I do coding, I do security stuff, I do a lot of stuff. Same like you, all kind of stuff. I'm going to talk about what if .nu was in Mauritius. Okay. What's .nu? .nu is our country code TLD. Every country in the world has a country code, and Mauritius was assigned one, which is .nu. And I think you know the story about it. It's not managed in Mauritius. If you look at where the .nu infrastructure is, you'll find that there's, for example, the .nu. When you want to register a .nu domain, you can go to any registrar. There's a few in Mauritius, but there's a site called nick.mu, which is found in Romania. Was it Romania or Bulgaria? I think it's Bulgaria. You have the servers, the DNS servers. I think, do you know about DNS? Do you know about DNS?
The relationship between the...
No.
Okay.
You heard of DNS? No, I mean, if you have questions, I'm okay with the questions. Okay. The DNS servers for .mu, the main servers, when you want to find the IP address of a .mu domain, you go to Genos, this .mu DNS server. There's one in, I think, Singapore on the map. There's one in, I think that's one in Sweden, I'm not sure. One in UK, one in the US. There's no servers in Mauritius. So we have a .mu CCID, a domain, a top-level domain for our country, but don't have anything for .mu in Mauritius, which is quite embarrassing in a way, odd and strange.
And it's bad practice as well.
It's bad practice in a way. I mean, it's your country, you don't have any stuff in your country. It makes you look silly.
That's not the best argument.
Sorry? Okay. Let's say, I think, have you gone to lexpress.com? Yeah, yeah, .mu. Oh, it's .mu. Too many .com. Okay, lexpress.mu. Let's say I'm using DNS. I want to go to the website, the lexpress.mu website. For me to go there, I got to use DNS. I'm not using DNS. My web browser is going to use DNS. It's going to ask the Microsoft operating system, go into a DNS query, go and find the address of express.mu. Okay. First of all, I'm going to do a query for .mu because I got to find who is responsible in DNS for .mu. I'm going to do a query, and that query is going to take 253 milliseconds. It's going to take a quarter of a second. I do a query for lexpress.mu. It took me around 310 milliseconds, and if you look at the time it takes to...
From where did you run this test?
Sorry? From Mauritius?
From Mauritius?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm in Mauritius, I'm doing a DNS query for lexpress.mu. The worst response time, I'm calling it worse. I can get it better, by the way. The worst response time is around over half a second. And you will see the .mu name servers take the longest time for me to get an answer. That's what happens when infrastructure is not in Mauritius. For example, you see here that there's some, don't see the mouse, you see here that these servers are in Mauritius. I think you had DNS.internet.mu. It's Orange Telecom name servers. It took around 5 milliseconds for me to get an answer.
Because you went to Orange building?
No, because I'm in Mauritius.
Okay.
Okay, I'll fiber out. But even if you're on ADSL,
You don't 5 milliseconds.
you don't get it in 5 milliseconds.
It also depends on the
request.
peering policies of telecom and other ISPs.
Okay, most of you are on Orange or what? Orange.
Office and
Yeah,
Orange.
even Intel is peering. You don't get it in 5 milliseconds? No?
For example, if from one Orange customer to a
No.
Indian customer in Mauritius itself, you would get around 200
Yeah,
milliseconds.
200 is a...
No, I'm not talking about
Fresh,
pings.
yeah.
I'm not talking about pings.
DNS queries.
I'm talking about the DNS
It will
queries.
still have to take the same route.
No, it should be the same time, is right?
Yeah.
No.
It
If
should
you're
take the same
if
route.
you're
If you
getting,
ping a DNS at the same time as if you query DNS itself.
I did the test. I can do a test here if you wish. But
It's strange.
I got 5 milliseconds. Let's say it can take 10 milliseconds. It should not take 200 milliseconds. Okay. On your access from your house to your ISP, usually, it can take around 5 to 15 milliseconds. That's the acceptable response time. There are standards in the world, but we don't tend to use it here. We don't tend to ask for it here. It means that you're going to get 200 milliseconds. Nobody's going to do anything about it. But the acceptable user standard, it's around 5 to 15 milliseconds because it's local traffic.
Okay.
When it's local traffic, it's supposed to be fast. It's not going to be as fast as on your land, but you are buying fiber, they're selling fiber, you're getting fiber to the home. If you're not getting 5 milliseconds on fiber to the home, why are you getting fiber? I mean, it should be fast.
To that, I'd like to answer something. For example, even if we are getting fiber here in Mauritius, this does not affect the way Mauritius peers with, for example, Telecom Orange is peering with others.
There
to
are-
access another.
There are problems about with peering. Okay, one.
Peering is not working at the moment.
It's
And
very,
my
very
experience
bad.
is-
I know about MIXP. I'm going to give some background. I know the situation in Mauritius. I had to do this presentation, and there are a lot of problems with the internet in Mauritius. I could not cover all of it in 20 minutes, which means that I tried not to talk about certain problems. Okay, but I'm okay with talking about it. Okay. There's something called the web experience. I don't know if you heard about it. For example, when you go to a website, how long does it take to load? I think you all use the web. How long do you expect a website to take to load?
The page?
Yeah.
Couple of seconds.
Less than once.
Couple of seconds, normally.
Couple of seconds. How many do you find acceptable?
Less than 30 seconds.
30?
If you're using the same.
I would say around 10 seconds, yeah.
1 second?
1 second.
2 seconds?
That's why
It depends when you are in Mauritius.
One. No, you are in Mauritius.
So yeah, let's say 10 seconds.
10 seconds. Okay, so let's say he said 1, 2,
10.
10. He said less than 30. He's a bit lazy, huh? He can wait. Let's say 10 is okay. Are we okay with 10 seconds?
Okay.
Okay, let's say,
Almost.
yeah. But I did a test. I was loading a page in Mauritius. You can see the URL up there. I hid a bit.
Central something.
Yeah. I didn't want to give the name because it's a formal presentation. I don't want them to come and complain about it. Okay. I load the page. The page around 8 megabytes of data.
8 mega on the page.
Mega?
Yeah.
They don't want.
No, it's graphics. It's
Okay.
it was a gallery. You know, when we're talking about 10 seconds to load, what we want 10 seconds to load. We don't care whether it's graphics, whether it's video.
But even so, today you have techniques when you write a website, when you preload and after it load with
Yeah,
symbols.
yeah, that's stuff which you do. You would preload your some
You display
pictures.
something at least.
Yeah, but it was it took around, if you have a 1 megabit connection, it's going to take around 57 seconds to load. That's a web page in Mauritius. It takes a long time to load a web page in Mauritius. We are used to it. We tend to say, okay, that's how the web works. That's not how the web works. So, I did a small test to see, sorry, I'm not sure if you're seeing the slides. I did a small test. I think I captured the image for every 2 seconds. Every second or every 2 seconds. I think it was every 2 seconds. After the first 2 seconds, you see a blank page. It's at the bottom of the screen. Then you start seeing the page loading, and at the end, it was after 57 seconds. After 57 seconds, you get this here. That's the web experience in Mauritius. It's not great. What we want as a user, you want to go to the site, you click on the button, and you get this in 10 seconds. That's what we want. Why it's important? It's because we don't like waiting. Do you like waiting for a web page to load? No. Do you like to have buffering? You know, when you go to YouTube, it's always buffering. Yeah. And for us, the internet in Mauritius, it's stuff like this. It's stuff which we are told we got to get used to because that's how it works. That's not how it works. That's how it works in Mauritius, and we can't do anything about it, or else we think we can't do anything about it. So nobody does anything about it, and it's slow. I looked up this site. They have, I think I was doing some statistics about the site. They have a user base in Mauritius. I took the number of users in Mauritius, internet users in Mauritius, and 30%, I found that 30% of internet users in Mauritius are supposed to like their site. I did a check on Facebook. 30% of Mauritian users like their site, which is around, I think it was around 30,000 people. And which means that 30,000 people wait 1 minute to get their web page, and nobody complains about it, which was kind of odd. So I did a few tests on websites in Mauritius. Sorry, I think I'm blocking you, but I should have stood there. We have l'express.nu, which it took around over 2 seconds to load. We have bank1.mu, which is a bank in Mauritius. It took around over 1 second to load. And you see that, I think I showed you here, you have some websites which are in Mauritius. You have the UOM website with less than 1 second to load, half a second to load. You have spngroup.mu, which is in Mauritius, which took less than half a second to load. You see that the sites in Mauritius are faster, it takes less time to load than the sites which are outside Mauritius. So let's say somebody said 2 seconds to load a web page. Who said 2 seconds? Okay, 2 seconds. So you don't find express.mu acceptable because it takes longer than 2 seconds. Bankwine is a bit less than 2 seconds, but most of the sites in Mauritius would be acceptable to you.
Zero techniques do smaller.
If the site is not in Mauritius,
After
forget the browser level. You are a web developer. I don't care what you do. I want my web page to load under 2 seconds. What do you do to do that?
For example, Facebook loads less than 1 second. You could have used to run.
No, because of cache. You have local cache.
I did a test for Facebook. I did on here. There are a few programs on Facebook. Google is faster than Facebook. I did a test for Google. Google takes around.
The local providers cache Facebook and Google.
No,
all the static is local.
No, I bypass. I know what you're talking about, cache. I'm not using the cache anymore.
No. The cache at the provider level.
Yeah.
They have machines here.
No, you're talking about CDNs and all.
Yeah, CDN and Akamai.
Not necessarily CDN. By example, if the same static is asked, static like JavaScript.
No, you're talking about web proxies.
The web proxies,
the
providers have web proxies.
But
for everything on 663, on 80.
When you're designing a site, you can't assume that it's going to be a web proxy and your site is going to load in.
No, but these two, Google and Facebook, are probably proxies.
For Google, it's in Amsterdam, I think. You're going to get it from Amsterdam. From Facebook, I don't remember, but I know that Facebook took longer than Google to load. Okay. I don't know if you heard of a site called defimedia.info.
It's not really slow.
Yeah.
It's a pain in the.
Yeah.
Just to point something out, just because a site ends up in .mu does not necessarily mean that it is hosting physically here.
Yeah, but
okay, so that's the point that he's trying to make.
Let's say, okay, we move the website from Mauritius in Mauritius, but you will have the same problem accessing from abroad. It will be longer from abroad to load it if it's located.
Not necessarily.
That's okay.
For example, I try to host some website here for the company, and when we want to access from Madagascar and Réunion, it's impossible.
I was checking Réunion. I don't want to go into the film Réunion because I'm going to talk about MXP rather than the region. I did a test on the UOM site from Mendoza, Argentina, to see how it loads. It took more than 1 minute, it didn't load, which is a problem. The problem you see. You can put the site in Mauritius. The problem is that then it's going to be slow abroad from outside. Okay. Let's say I'm creating a website for this group, this URL group. Where do I host it? In Mauritius or abroad?
I would put it abroad, but I don't know.
Why?
It would be more desirable to have it here.
Yeah, but today to host a website, you have structures which are very big, like the hosting. Your hosting is in Mauritius?
No, it's in Rotterdam.
Yeah, it's because you have structures which are very easy. But
no, I mean, where? Let's say I want to do this social network stuff. I want to compete.
But a lot of people here have blogs. They ask them where they put their blog if they host it locally.
Yeah, people are not doing it locally because it's cheaper for you to do it overseas.
No, it's working.
It's working, but okay. Let's take Defimedia, which is a website for the press for newspaper Mauritius. It is slow now. Slow.
Extremely.
Everybody finds that it's slow. I think it takes over 1 minute to load.
Sometimes it doesn't even load.
Yeah. There's a problem with this website. Okay. Is that acceptable?
I would say no.
Does anybody find that acceptable?
It's me.
What do you want to do about it? What can you do about it?
Harass those guys.
Change website.
The ladies are quiet. What would you do about it? Nothing?
Go there straight with black.
Non, enfin, tout est tout fait. Annoying.
Organisation whenever I find a website like Images do,
Yeah.
I just download links. It's a web browser, but a text web browser. It's better for me to
No,
read
but
all
still,
the
it's
links.
not the solution.
But
I use
No.
links, but it's
Yeah.
not
What would you do about it? What annoying?
Easy.
Just wait.
You're an advertiser.
Yeah.
You sell advertising to get it. Part of the deal is that they're going to publish your advertising in the newspaper and on the web. You go on the web, you wait 1 minute, 2 minutes, the page hasn't loaded. It means that your advertising is taking 1 minute or 2 minutes to load for him. So he's not seeing the advertising, so why are you paying to the newspaper? What do you do about it?
And what would you do about it?
Not accessible.
Ask them to post the correct.
No, I mean, we are looking at what would you do about it. Don't you?
Tell them.
No, are you okay with it? Do you like it?
No.
No.
Don't like
No,
it.
I'm not okay, but my suggestion would be
Okay, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it in Creole. Okay. Problème dans la pays là, une fois qu'on entend quelque chose, qui nous fait.
Reste tranquille.
No, no, je dis mon frère, reste tranquille. Je connais combien de fois moi je commente le défi, mais mon comment pas approve. My comment doesn't approve. My email is unanswered. When they just send mail, could just your website is down because there's an accident in Mauritius. Too many people are coming on your web. The website was down. My email was unanswered. My comments on the website never gets approved.
Because people ignore you.
Exactly.
People ignore
Maybe the
you.
mail server is down too.
Okay, let me continue, then I'm going to take the questions. Okay, how much does the domain cost? If you're going to get a .com domain, it's going to cost you around 300 rupees. Okay, I should not pay anything more than that because I want to somebody who is quite expensive. If you go to South Africa, you get a co.za domain. It's going to cost you 450 rupees. If you're going to get a .fr domain, it's going to cost you 450 rupees.
India cost me 90 rupees.
90 rupees. If you're going to get a .mu domain, it's going to cost you 2,000 over 2,000 rupees, which is a bit.
It's not a bit.
10 rupees. No.
Forget this domain là dehors.
You got a problem also with most of the African countries because the government ask to be to get most of this money.
The government doesn't get 1 cent out of it.
In Madagascar, it's around 4,000
Yeah,
rupees,
.ng.
it's 3,000 for the government and 1,000 for the
Because
organization.
okay, I'm not supposed to talk about .ng management, but let's get to. I know how CCTID works and all. We are quite expensive compared to the .re. If you go to Réunion, it's cost around 450 rupees nowadays, and they're doing quite well.
400.
Yeah.
Actually, I've heard like the price that is attached to the .mu is related to mostly that registering a .mu domain does not actually use OFC 33 EBP. Only one registrar uses EBP protocol to register domain with .mu. Otherwise, most of them just use manual protocol to register domains.
Yeah, but why?
That is why.
Doesn't matter. Why shouldn't they use it? They should be using
No,
it.
forget the protocols.
They
Let's start.
explain that is why the
No.
price is that expensive.
Let's say they're selling Kentucky here. There are 2 Kentucky shops. One in one shop,
Which
one.
are fake.
No, it's no. We are in Mauritius. It's written Kentucky. It must be Kentucky.
He actually is way better.
Yeah. Did you go to the fake shop?
Yeah.
It's not cheap.
You have 2 Kentucky shops. One sell Kentucky at 2,000 rupees and one sell Kentucky at 500 rupees. Where do you go? 500. That's what we are asked to pay. That's why you don't see me using .mu domain because it's expensive. So I want to say that the plan is I'm going to tell you what we would like or what I would like to see is a .mu domain which costs 500 rupees. I would like to see our .mu infrastructure, the name servers, or at least one in Mauritius, and I would like to see secure .mu domain I'm not going to get into DNS security, but that's part of the idea. And we've been discussing it for years, for I think around 20 years?
20 years.
Not 20,
No.
15, over 15 years.
What, to get the domain?
To get the domain in Mauritius.
Relegated, yeah.
Yeah.
Only the regulation or to the price also?
No, actually to relegate.
To get it managed in Mauritius.
Managed.
Right,
Only
right,
not managed.
No. For the tenure to be for Mauritius as it is in other countries.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right now it's delegated to a company, to a commercial enterprise, which got it in the 90s because.
Then a direct.
Exactly.
And all the efforts to do that are failed. There was an effort last year to do that, it failed.
2007,
And-
started by the ICT
Yeah.
consultation paper,
And the reason was it failed. Why?
because the preparation work that was done by the ICT wasn't adequate. There was an international consultant, I think, who said you need to come up with a better project.
And no, that's not the problem.
Yes.
No.
In 2007, I'm telling you.
You're talking about Fiordo.
Yeah, the French one.
Yeah, it's not that. Yeah, the problem for a delegation is nobody understands how it works in Mauritius. Nobody knows how to get it back. And nobody tries hard enough to get it back. Which means that, and nobody complains about it. And when the government asks for feedback about it, when the government asks, what do you guys think of getting .mu Mauritius, everybody said, the people who answered the question said, you know what, .mu is fine as it is, we don't have any problems, and it should be left as it is, no problem. So the government said, okay, it's okay, don't do anything about it. So these are the problems we have. These are the problems I see with not having .mu in Mauritius. I would like to get it in Mauritius, but as you know in Mauritius, I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, bon, alors toi, ne vous si pour toi. I'm going to translate it, if you don't understand Creole, they're going to tell me, go and fight. We are behind you. Don't worry. But they won't do anything about it. They won't say anything about it. And if I'm going to fight for it alone, what will happen? I'm going to lose. That's how it works. Alone, we can't do anything alone. There's no interest to do something if you do it alone. Or it's same like défi. Nobody likes the défi how it is, but nobody can do anything about it. Or what? Or else we think we can't do anything about it.
You mentioned that nobody complains. I would like to know, like, the procedures of how we would actually complain and to whom.
Is it recorded, the complaints somewhere?
The problem is not that the problem is not having the complaints recorded. The problem is having a plan to make it possible. To make it possible,
But Defi, you sure it's because of the location of the server? It's not because
it's
of the
running WordPress.
It's
It's
No, it's not WordPress. Some other CMS.
It's
It's
Joomla,
not
I think.
Joomla.
No. It's a new.
Something actually is
It could be the
When it
No, it's Joomla.
I look at it, I
No,
guess
it's Joomla. The webmaster was having problems with it. From what I found, he was having problems. He didn't know how to configure it. And okay, there are two questions. There's we are talking about the DeFi and we are talking about this. What do you want to discuss first?
Finish and you?
Okay, I set up a mailing list. If you're interested, I've got a few people on there. You know, we don't have a place where we can talk about internet problems in Mauritius. So I said, let's set up a mailing list. If you would like to join the mailing list, you're welcome to do so. If you're going to be quiet on the mailing list, we won't know about the problems. So you're welcome to join, to discuss, to say what you want, within reason.
What's your objective, to open a domain registrar in Mauritius?
Not at the domain registrar. The objective is to
Because if you want to localize the .mu in Mauritius, you have to estimate how much you may pay, like any company. how much it costs per year, how much you can make per it, how many customers.
Yeah.
You have a lot of
Yeah.
details to fill.
I thought about it.
Okay. So your objective is to open a company to invite you.
Not a company. The objective is to have an organization which is run by Mauritians in Mauritius to manage it, and where when the price is 2,000 rupees, you can go to that organization and say it's too expensive. Show me why it's 2,000 rupees. To have somebody who is going to answer your
If you
questions.
ask the registrar which I did today, they can't tell you what's inside the 2,000.
You know, domain names, it's a big business.
But you look at companies like Gandhi, Gandhi.net, which is a big domain name registrar, and they have the complete transparency. If you want to know some details, they send it to you by email.
Yeah, but this is Mauritius.
Sorry, you want to know what?
Gandhi, if you want details on the price, how it's separated, what they spend in each count, why do they ask this price for the domain name?
I don't think
No.
they do for MU.
No, I don't know for MU, but
No, they only know for
if they sell the .mu, you can ask them and they will give you details.
I got all my MU domains from register.mu, which is, by the way, dig.mu when I understand. Because their interface is absolutely horrible. Sometimes you do some changes on the domain, doesn't get reflected. If there's no interface to delete the domain, I have domains which I have moved from their services to Gandhi just because of this, and my domains are still in the account over there. So I stopped using their service and moved it to Gandhi.
And they also charge $32 if you want to change your primary email account to a secondary email account.
Okay.
It's a scam.
Let's talk about Defimedia.info first because nobody likes it.
You don't like them.
I don't like them. It's slow. I mean, it takes away for 1 minute. I set a page will load, and after 1 minute I see error.
Usually the website, when it's too slow, no one goes anymore.
Yeah, nobody goes. Yeah, but the problem in Motion is that everything is slow, and they're going to tell you if you don't like it, go elsewhere. You can't do anything about it. If you don't like something, let's say you were not in Mauritius, you would not like something, what would you do?
Well, it depends about what?
Depends on the country.
Let's say you're interacting with, I don't know if you heard of Target. I don't know, what example would I take? Let's say you don't like how Pepsi is made, you don't like the new Pepsi bottle. What would you do about it?
You can send them a mail.
Sorry?
Send them a mail.
You send them an email or such, or nowadays we use social media. People are going to take to social media and everybody going to say they don't like it.
Create a page.
Yeah, not create a page. You're going to go to the provider's page. You go to the because they are on social media, you go to their page. You don't write it on your page. You go to their page, you go and put why you don't like it. When you got a bunch of customers who say that, what they're going to do, the manager is going to start listening to you and he's going to say, we should do something about it. In Mauritius, when we don't like something, what do we do about it? We don't do much about it. Because, I mean, everybody...
Yeah, people complain on Facebook.
Where? Where do they complain?
On their wall.
We are complaining in the...
Because the wall of the media takes 50 seconds.
Okay, no, we are complaining on the wrong page. We are, in the wrong forum.
Yeah.
When you want to complain, you got to complain where people will hear you. We don't complain where people will hear us.